Kingdom Insight, Episode 9, Leading with Clarity When Things Aren't Clear. Welcome to Kingdom Insight with Dr. L.K. Leonard, raising saints back to God through structure, clarity, and spiritual authority. In Episode 1, we discussed when leadership drift. In Episode 2, we discussed restoring alignment. In Episode 3, we talked about protecting ministry culture. In Episode 4, we talked about guarding leadership disciplines. In Episode 5, we discussed leading without losing yourself. In Episode 6, we talked about when leadership gets heavy. In Episode 7, we discussed staying consistent when you don't feel like it. And in Episode 8, we talked about leading through criticism. People are going to talk, so let them talk. But today we want to deal with another leadership reality. Moments when things are not clear. Every leader faces a season in their life when the direction isn't obvious and the outcome isn't certain and the next step isn't clear. It's not fully clear. And in those moments, leaders must still lead. Today, we're talking about leading with clarity when things aren't clear. The first thing that we must realize that clarity is built. It's not always given. Proverbs 3, 5, and 6 says, trust in the Lord with all of your heart, and he will make your path straight. God doesn't always reveal everything at once. He doesn't give us all the full plan, the full picture, the whole map, all the detail. He doesn't give it all at once. He doesn't always do that. He may give you the glimpse and things, but clarity often comes step by step, decision by decision, and through movement, not waiting. Through movement, not waiting. Step by step, direction by direction, and through moving and not waiting. See, many leaders, they get stuck because they are waiting for complete clarity before taking action. And a lot of us get in a rut because we're waiting on complete information. We're waiting on the final details. We want everything before we'll get stuck. We're just waiting for complete things, and we don't take action. We don't do what we're supposed to be doing. We don't go to the next step because I don't know if I make the next step, then what's going to happen after that? Then what's going to happen after that? But do you just make the next step? Because their leadership requires movement. We must realize that you don't need full clarity. You need enough clarity for the next step. You don't need full clarity. You don't need to know what's going to happen after the next step. You just need enough clarity to make the next step. You just need enough clarity to move. You just need enough clarity to move from where you at to where the next thing. And sometimes we get stuck right there, just staying right there. But you don't need full clarity. You need enough clarity to make the next move, the next step. The second thing is leaders must make decisions without perfect information. Exodus 8 and 21 through 22 tells us that Moses had to make decisions daily without knowing every outcome. Leadership requires decision making under uncertainties. If you're going to be a strong leader and you're going to be a leader, you're going to have to learn how to make decisions even under uncertain situations and circumstances. If leaders wait for perfect information, your progress is going to slow down. It's going to come slow. Your momentum going to stop, and you're going to miss opportunities. A lot of times we're sitting waiting for all of the perfect information, all of the perfect details, all of the right things, when we think the right decision, right? And we're missing opportunity. We may be missing the people that God has placed to bless us, and maybe missing the person that God has blessed to pour into us and pour into our men, because we don't make the next step. We don't move. We don't go anywhere because and so we miss the opportunities because it's not perfect information. It's not the information we want. Indecision can be more damaging than imperfect decision. Did you catch that? Indecision can be more damaging than imperfect decision. The third thing is seek God, then move. James 1:5 says, if any of you lack wisdom, let him ask it of God. Leaders must seek wisdom, discernment, and guidance. We have to learn how to seek wisdom, discernment, and guidance from God. We got to ask it from God. But after you seek, you must move. A lot of times we asking and we don't move. We get the information, we get the discernment. We got to know the right person, the wrong person. We have to know the wisdom, what to do, how to do it. And we have to ask it from God. And a lot of us, once we get it, we don't, and after we seek, we don't move. Some leaders pray, but they never act. Others act without seeking God. So strong leaders do both. If you're going to be a strong leader, you got to learn how to pray and act, and then with acting, and then when you got to seek God in what you're doing. And so if you're going to be a strong leader, you have to learn how to do both. Seek God for directions, but don't let waiting become an excuse for inaction. We got so many people that are in a moment where they're trying to be so spiritual. Oh, I'm praying and I'm waiting on God. And I'm waiting on God and I'm praying and I'm praying and I'm waiting on God and I'm waiting on that. And God is waiting on you to make the next step. God is waiting on you to do the next thing. God is waiting on you to move from where you are. You've been praying. He's giving you some direction. And all you got to do is make this next step. But you sitting here talking about, I'm praying and I'm waiting on God, and you haven't made a step. God is waiting on you to do the next thing. So seek God for directions, but don't let waiting become an excuse for inaction. The fourth thing is clarity grows as you lead. You're going to understand that clarity will grow as you lead. Psalms 119 and 105 said, your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. A lamp does not show the entire road. A lamp, when you have a lamp in your hand, it don't show the entire road. It only shows the next step. And when you're walking with that lamp, you don't see even on your car, your headlights only show what's in front of your car and the way you're going. And so you got to understand that a lamp does not give you the full path. It doesn't show you the entire road. It just shows you the next step. So clarity often increases as you move forward, as you lead consistently and you stay aligned. You're going to get more clarity as you continue moving forward and what God has given you, if you stay consistent doing what God has told you and you stay aligned. A lot of times we get out of place. A lot of times we get behind because we don't stay consistent, because it don't look like what I thought it should look like by now. It's not going the way I thought it should go by now. It's not moving the way I thought it should move by now. And so we don't stay consistent. We don't lead consistent. We don't move forward. We don't stay aligned. And the reality is clarity does not always come before movement. It often comes because of our movement. Our clarity comes because we're moving, because we're taking the next step. We're doing what God has asked us to do. And as we're doing with God, He's given us enough clarity for the next step. And as we're moving, the more we move, the more clarity you get. The more you drive that car down the road, the more you can see where you're going, the more you see what's in front of you. And before you know it, you're where you were destined to go. But you got there a few miles or kilomiles at a time. And so here's the reality. There'll be moments when things are not clear. Moments when the directions feel uncertain. Moments when you don't have all the answers. But leaders must still lead. Trust God. Take the next step. Make the decision. Move forward. Because leaders who move with clarity, even in uncertainty, create directions for others. This is Kingdom Insight, Leadership, Structure, and Clarity.